Okay, so back in February, I did a random video in Barnes& and Noble on this exact flow book. It went viral on TikTok. It's at like almost a million views, which is crazy to me, like blew my mind. Because again, it was the most random video I've ever done, and it was a flow book. So this is the flow book that I got. I am actually going to be giving this to my junk journal club this weekend to have at it because, and this is where we're going to get into in detail which books I feel like are the best for the price and really the best overall, starting with flow. So this flow book right here, it says has over 300 pages of paper goodies. She's thick. She has a lot of unnecessary pages. She was $35 retail at Barnes& and Noble. The thing that I don't like about Flow is that I just feel like for the price, it's got a lot of stuff that I'm not going to use. There's like journals in here, extra journals, lots of cardstock, lots of paper crafts, which I don't want a paper craft. Give me paper to rip up, tear up, cut down, paste, whatever. It's kind of a lot of cardstock. You can see here like postcards. These pages, some of these pages are just really, really thick. I don't even know what the hell that is that just fell out. But there's a lot of unnecessary things in here that I feel like if you're willing to spend the $35 and you want to use all the bits, by all means go for it. I don't use everything. I just feel like it's kind of wasteful. Because again, while it does have beautiful stickers right here, and there are some beautiful papers, a majority of this book I will not use. Lots of random bits, lots over 300 pages of random bits. Lots of cardstock, lots of like extra journal stuff, paper bags, the cardstock, the gift tags, like this is just stuff that I myself would not use. And so I just feel like for $35, um if you're going to use the entire book, by all means, go for it. I do not, so I don't feel like it's worth the $35. I've heard lots of people say the same thing, that it's not worth the money for not using everything in the book. Not to mention, you can't find this everywhere. That was the number one question I got on my TikTok was, where can I find this? I can't find this. It's not in my country. I can't find it at my Barnes and Noble. You can't get this online. You basically get it when you see it, or you don't get it at all. So that I feel like is another negative for the flow book. Okay, so now we're going to get into paper, paper, paper. This is probably overflow. I love paper, paper, paper more. This is my favorite one that they have put out. This is the Cottage collection. This one has 180 pages. It includes stationery, bookmarks, stickers, wrapping paper, gift tags, and more. She's thick as well. She was $30. If I had to choose between paper, 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 and flow, I would choose paper, paper, paper over flow, hands down, any day. However, just like flow, there's a lot of ish in this book that I don't use. So I don't feel like it's worth the money. I just don't. I mean, if you're going to use all these little recipe cards and like heavy cardstock, you guys, like gift tags, like I won't use these. I mean, they are beautiful. This is what I will say about paper, paper, paper. The papers and the images are 100 times more beautiful than flow. I said it. This particular book had beautiful papers. It's got like bookmarks. I don't even know half this stuff. I don't even know what it's for. But the papers in this one are my favorite. I do love it. It just has a lot of things that I won't use. And so for $30, I don't want to buy a book for just a few pieces of paper. I do really quickly want to say that recently I did purchase the Magical collection, and then I was peer pressured into the retro book, and they were both really beautiful. I think with my premium Barnes and Noble membership, I spent 26 on each. Then I got rewards. This is how I justify my purchases. Like if I go to Barnes and Noble and I spend money, I know I'm going to get a kickback because I accumulate rewards. So it's always going to end up in like 5, 10, 15, 20, $25 in freebies eventually. So that's how I justify those purchases. But I did purchase the Magic one, because again, everybody was tagging me on TikTok, get the Magic, get the Magic. So I went and got it. I found it. There was a plethora of them at my both Barnes and Nobles, as well as the Americana one and the retro. I did get retro, and I'm going to be honest. I probably used 4 sheets of paper out of the retro. I gave my daughter the rest, and I don't think she's touched it. As well as the magic, I took probably half that book out of the book. But I left all the heavy cardstock and all. So again, my point is, if you're going to use a majority of the stuff in the books, absolutely get it. If you're willing to spend $30 on a book like this, um, I I don't think it's a good investment because I feel like it's wasteful. I'm not gonna spend $30 again to get something, or I'm not gonna use most, if not all, of the paper. But I do prefer the paper over the flow. I will say this about paper. There tends to be more of these in the stores than there does flow. So kudos to paper, and Barnes and Noble for having lots. I still go to Barnes and Noble and I see tons of paper books everywhere versus like one flow, if you can find a flow. And I don't understand that because it is an expensive book, flow is, but so is paper. Again, if you're going to use all 180 pages or 90% of the book or 75% of the book, by all means get it. I don't. So I just don't feel like it's worth the cost of the book because I'm going to waste and not use half of the book. Not to mention it's heavy to ship. And again, I did a video recently on paper. It also went viral over on TikTok. Number one question, where can I find this? Why can't I find this? It's not in my Barnes and Noble. I can't find it in stores. Can I get it online? No. So it is hard to find for some people. My Barnes and Noble tends to have quite a few, but I know that people have a hard time finding. So that is another hit on these books. Okay, we're going to finish up with the Collage Soup books. So Collage Soup, I am going to count this as the choice over paper, flow, and Collage Soup. Collage Soup has paperbacks and she also has ebooks. I prefer the ebooks because they don't take up any space. You're only printing the pages that you want to use for your junk journal or your spread that day. I'm having a hot flash, so just give me a second. And it's they're accessible worldwide. So an ebook from Collage Soup is an immediate download. You have it. You can use your own printer. You can send it to a printer. I don't print the entire book all at once. I only print the pages that I want to use. It's not wasteful. And by owning the ebook, I get to reprint that page that I love over and over and over again. Plus, the other bonus about Collage Soup is that if she doesn't update to any of her ebooks, you're going to get a download if you've already purchased that ebook for the free download for the updated version of the book. So that's a huge bonus. The paperbacks are beautiful, and she literally has dozens of themes for every theme, for every holiday, every color. I mean, they're amazing. They are accessible worldwide via Amazon. So when you go to collagesoup.com, you're going to pick your paperback. And if you have Amazon in your country, you're going to be able to get this book. I also love these books because they're not wasteful. It's paper. This one has 90 pages of paper. There's no extra bookmarks or cardstock or gift tags or any of that. Basically, these are pages to cut up, tear up, collage with, journal with, craft with, art journal with, whatever you want to do with, and they're affordable. So they're not $30. I think this book was $13. She has tons of freebies on her website. She has tons of $1.99 ebooks. And the paperbacks are always on sale as well. And so Collage Soup for me takes the win for all the reasons. One, because they are accessible to everybody. The ebooks, especially, they're not wasteful. You're getting just paper. You can do so much with these, endless opportunities. They're affordable, and you're going to use a majority of the book versus the other books. Not to mention, she has free projects on the website that you can also download and get inspo from. And so, Collage Soup for me takes the win on all of these books for all the reasons, mainly too because they're accessible. I think that accessibility is the number one thing for me because I get asked all the time, where can I find flow? Where can I find paper? They're not everywhere. And when they do print them, it's like sporadically. I know that flow and paper are printed in the UK. And so by the time we get them in the States, it's like 3 years later. And then they're very, very sporadic. There's very limited quantities, and not everybody has access to them. Whereas Collage Soup, everyone has access to them, especially her ebooks. So hopefully this helped you guys. I'm curious to know your thoughts on the Flow, the paper, or the Collage Soup books. And I know somebody's going to bring up AI. Every single book nowadays is going to have AI generated images. I don't have a problem with it. I just don't. And I think if you're willing to spend the money, get the book of your choice. I myself do not prefer the larger books over Collage Soup because it's wasteful and it takes up a lot of room. And then I just feel like it just sits there unused. Whereas the Collage Soup books, I go through them more. I just don't feel like they're wasteful, especially the e-pages, because if I love a page, I can just continuously print that page out. So I'm curious to know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Let me know if you want more content like this. Let me know if you want more crazy YouTube shorts of me going to Barnes& and Noble and looking up all the different books and magazines. If you want more Collage Soup content, because I have several of her ebooks and several of her books. Thank you guys for being here, and until next time.